So it's been about a week and a half since I last touched any of this, and I just came out here today. I decided to go ahead and scuff the whole bumper. I'm going to lay down my first coats of primer, and that way I can go ahead and move into my guide coat, and that's going to let me know where all my imperfections are, my high spots, my low spots. I know there's going to be several, and it's probably going to be kind of wavy, so I'm just kind of jumping the gun a little bit just to see how far off I am on everything. But either way, it's going to be progress, so let's get to it. Okay, so the bumper is finally one color, and it actually makes it all look kind of like a completed project. Well, it's not, because I still have tons of little rough areas. I have pinholes, I have unevenness that I can see even before I did a guide coat. So we're probably gonna try to handle all of this stuff before we put a guide coat on, because then we're just gonna be running around in circles if we don't. Because let me show you these holes up close. So if you see, I already sanded that right there a little bit. All these little bitty pinholes everywhere. There's more in there, all through here. And this is all stuff that I didn't even touch. It's from the original bumper. Well, I guess some of it is me, but a lot of it's from the original black bumper to where it just had defects in it from the factory. And we're gonna solve that. I guess I'm gonna sand this down to about 120 and then put more Bondo in it and try to just smooth all that out. And then once I get that feeling good, another layer of primer real quick, and then guide coat, etc. So I'm pretty sure all you do with this right here, take off your little tab on the inside, throw your applicator down there, and just kind of shake her up a little bit. And I should have. Oh, well, that's not what I wanted at all. Much better. And then I believe you just wipe it on. So I believe it's finally ready for its last stages of primer and then clear. You can see I've had to go back and do a ton of more that's filling in scratches, pinholes, uneven spots. Like I had a low spot there, a low spot there, a low spot there. You couldn't see them, but you could feel them just waving down through. Same thing with this bottom part. I've had just a couple places that I really had to go back and mess with. But she is slick to the touch. I've got it down to about 400 in most places. And so now I'll lay down my primer for the last time, hopefully, give that a scuff, clear, and move on to the fiberglass and gel mold. So it's finally time to make her nice and shiny. Give her a little clear coat, probably about 2 coats of it. Now I got everything smoothed out real nice, pretty much where I want it to be. You can see I still have a couple little high areas, even after sanding that 400 and doing this last coat of primer. But everything is slick to the touch. I like it a lot, so let's keep on going. Let's make her shiny. All right, so I put on about 5 light coats of clear. You can see she's not perfect. You can see where I got a little thin on that primer in areas. But for actually being out in the daylight, I really imagined it'd be way worse. But I'm quite happy with that. using basically foam board, hot glue, and clay. Sounds simple. Kind of what you need to be doing if you do this. I don't really know for sure. There's probably, I think there's a specialty clay I'm supposed to be using, and maybe a plastic board instead of a foam board, which just has a paper on it. I'm hoping the wax will do the job anyway, but that's besides the point. So what I'm doing is I've made basically a 90-degree angle coming off all the edges of the plug. That's going to give me somewhere to pry against when I go to separate this all. And what the hot glue and the clay is doing is making it to where it's almost like a watertight seal. That way no gel coat gets underneath the plug and creates a mechanical lock. So whenever I go to take this apart, hopefully it'll just pop apart and not be tearing itself when I go to do it. So that's the plan, that's the hope. And we're gonna skip through this process, a little time lapse, a little video here and there. I might talk, might not. If not, I'll see you at the end of it. But I will be talking about whatever happens if it goes bad, or hopefully when it goes good. So stay with me. Now that the PVA has evaporated and made our nice smooth surface film, we can go through and start with our gel coat, mix this up, do a nice thick coat, and then start with our first layer of the fiberglass once that gets a good and tacky. Okay, so I've let this gel coat cure for about an hour, hour and a half. I've had to do a couple small patches on it where it has started doing spider cracks, but we're gonna go ahead and sand it. So our first layer of fiberglass is gonna be this really thin stuff. It's called Veil. And that basically just gives you an initial starting point to be able to start laying your thicker fiberglass cloth, or in my case, I have this stranded stuff, just regular old Bondo. You get little packs. I'll probably do just one layer of Veil, get everything covered, give me a good starting point, and do at least one, maybe 2 layers of that stranded mat. And I'll let all that cure up, and then come tomorrow or the next day, we'll go ahead and do another 2 to 3 layers to get our full build up. Because I want that, the first initial ones that we do today, I want those to be cured and good and hard before I try to just build my thickness for the strength. So yeah, we'll get started with that, and I'll come back to you at the end. All right, so it's now the next day. I've done went to work, came back home. So it's been sitting for probably about 20, 24 hours. It's nice, hard, and I believe it's finally time to cut it open. I'm gonna go through here with my grinder, open up this flashing, try to spray some water in there, get her opened up. And remember, this is my first time ever making a mold or doing anything like this. So if it looks horrible, comes out cracked, whatever happens with it, it's experience. At least hopefully we'll do better next time. But who knows, it might come out great. Only way to find out though, so let's cut it open. All right, so we got a flashing cut, nice and flat, everything's evened out. So now we're gonna take some screwdrivers, wedges, and a water hose and try to get everything separated. The water is to actually dissolve the polyvinyl alcohol, the green stuff that we brushed onto the mold at the very beginning of all this. So that should create an easier release on everything, that along with the wax. But we're gonna see how it turns out. And it finally released, I believe. I haven't taken out the mold yet, but I wanted to film whenever I did. So let's finally take it all the way out. Sorry, this has been horribly hard. Not snap it. We have lift off. Not perfect. So, first thing I noticed is that snapped off. That must have gotten thin during the process. But other than that, we got a couple cracks I gotta deal with. I know there's one there, there's one here, but that can be reinforced and fixed. I believe I can reinforce and fix that right there too. I'll just have to play with it. But all in all, looky there. Your boy's made a mold. Now all that's left to do is make a part. All right, guys, so y'all just seen me finish the bumper mold, and I hate to end it off on this note, but given how long it's taken me to get to this point, as well as how long it's gonna take me to fix the mold and actually get it usable, this will be the end of the video. It's gonna take me another week or two to actually get the part made, and so I'll do a third video on that. I hate to do it that way. I know it sucks to have 3 parts just to make a bumper, but at least it's another video on the channel. I mean, I gotta build it up somehow, and the more you put out, the better off you are. Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Please join me again. God bless. Good afternoon.